Now these are some interesting news regarding Square Enix because apparently they are cleaning house according to Grums on X. But before I move on with the topic, I just want to make clear something about Square Enix because these people have been pretty vocal about their support to this progressive ideology that it's on the way out. And just to show you some quick evidence about what I'm talking about, this is something that they had back in 2021 on their official Square Enix website. And as you can see, all profits donated to Stonewall, acceptance without exception. So pretty vocal about their support to this ideology. And this was back in 2021. So you would think that they only used this back in 2021, but no, they used this again 5 months ago. The same avatar, as you can see, showing support once again on Pride Month. So with that being said, let's get right into it. And this is something that happened 2 days ago, and John Hynek, the chief publishing officer and head of the Western branch of Square Enix, has officially resigned ahead of the wave of layoffs. He responded, "Peace off," to concern of woke ideology in video games. Hynek was direct voice of the Western market to Japan. And some interesting information about this person is that he worked on Final Fantasy 16, and he was pretty much the one in charge of highlighting its narrative, depth and combat system to drive global enthusiasm. The same with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. He was in charge of marketing, regional marketing, to expand the remake trilogy's audience. The same with Crisis Core, the same with Dragon Quest III HD 2D remake. And if I remember correctly, there was censorship inside Dragon Quest III HD 2D remake, and he was the one in charge of coordinating localization and promotional campaigns. He also worked on marketing for Life is Strange, Double Exposure, Visions of Mana, Octopath Traveler 2, and Final Fantasy XIV Downtrail expansion. That was pretty much his role at Square Enix. And moving on, we have some interactions he had with people. This person says, "When AAA starts pushing agendas gamers don't want to see, they pay for it by not buying the game. Fire the long-term failing CEO and the staff that embraced something ideology." And John Hynek said, "Oh, peace off." Completely, angry about this comment. And if that interaction is not enough to show you what kind of person John Hynek is, we have another TDS patient. Someone wrote on X, "Love him or hate him, this is the president of the most powerful nation in the world." And then he responded to that with, "Here for the ratio," and "Oh yeah, F Trump." And he also worked for Blizzard back in 2018, so it's an interesting career to say the least. And moving on with that, we have narrative designer from Square Enix terminated. This person was part of the organization called Limit Break Mentorship, which is a lobbying agency for marginalized people in video games industry with the intent to replace cis hetero something man. So this person was the narrative designer for Square Enix until recently, and you can tell that it's an activist. And here we have some information about Limit Break Mentorship, the largest mentorship program for marginalized people working in the UK games industry. And it reads, "People in leadership or senior roles are mostly cis hetero something men, as most underrepresented people tend to burn out and leave the industry before they are given the chance. This is why Limit Break was founded, Our goal is to facilitate connections and provide structure for the ever-young workforce to those with experience. We want our participants to grow and have the chance to advance their careers and keep the games industry rich with diverse talent and passion. So that's pretty much what this organization is all about. And here you can see what kinds of people work for this organization. But something interesting about Limit Break mentorship is the fact that they have sponsors. And back in 2022, they had Rocksteady. And they stated, when we founded Rocksteady 16 years ago, we set out to build a studio that makes great games and treats people well. That mission needs to extend beyond our team into the industry as a whole. I'm personally very proud to support an inspiring organization in Limit Break. They also had Failed Better Games, Amicus. They also had Sony Interactive Entertainment, Shucklefish back in 2022, Mediatonic, and Sumo Group. And just to read just a few more, they had back in 2024 CCP Games, and Dreams, PlayStation Studios. Back in 2023 they had Bone Leaf, Kepler Interactive, King Games, Rocksteady Games again, Splash Damage, Sumo Group again, and We Are Amigos again. Right now they have 505 Games, Sumo Group again, Playground Games, Team Junkfish, and Sheridan's. Many sponsors that support this thing. So with all of that in mind, can we say that Square Enix and even NetEase, can we say that they are cleaning house? The issue here, though, is that unless you fire the people that work on Japan, which is the ethic department, the ones pretty much in charge of all the censorship that you have been seeing on all the Dragon Quest remakes, just like all the Final Fantasy VII remakes. Unless Square Enix gets rid of that ethic department, nothing is going to change. Because this is an issue a bit more complex than just firing a few individuals. Square Enix has shareholders, and one of those shareholders is BlackRock. So they have money that it's exclusive to this progressive ideology, and if they stop pushing this ideology inside their video games, they are going to lose that money. So this is an issue extremely complex, again, than just firing a few individuals. So while these are good news for Square Enix and NetEase, there is a lot to be done if they truly want to clean house. Thank you all for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you want to help me grow. Let me know in the comments what you think about this, and see you on the next one. Take care everybody. Bye bye.